What if I told you that heaven is not some far-off destination, not a place you reach after death, and certainly not a reward for only a select few deemed worthy? What if I told you that heaven is a state of being, one that is already available to you, right here, right now? It's something you can feel, something you can live, in this very moment. For most of us, this might feel like a radical idea. We've been taught our whole lives to think of heaven as a distant, untouchable place. A reward waiting on the other side of our last breath, accessible only after we've endured enough, suffered enough, or proven ourselves worthy enough. But here's the truth, that idea is a lie. It's a story designed to distract us, to keep us from seeing the extraordinary beauty and divinity of the present moment, the eternal now. Think about it. How many times have you rushed through a day, caught up in a storm of stress or worry, never pausing to notice the miracle of the life unfolding around you? The sunlight breaking through the clouds. The gentle rhythm of your breath. The love in someone's smile. These are not just fleeting moments, they are glimpses of heaven. And yet, we often miss them because we're too busy searching for something else, somewhere else. But it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to wait until your last breath to experience heaven. You don't have to earn it, fight for it, or hope you'll be let in. It's already here. The question is, are you ready to see it? If this idea stirs something in you, if it makes you curious or even just a little hopeful, I want to invite you to stay with me on this journey. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with a completely new perspective, one that could change how you experience life forever. You'll learn how to find the heaven within yourself and in every moment you live. And if that resonates with you, go ahead and subscribe now. This is just the beginning of a deeply transformational journey, and I don't want you to miss a single step. Together, we're going to uncover truths that will bring more joy, peace, and love into your life than you may have ever imagined. Now, let's take this first step together. Let's begin to peel back the layers of illusion and step into the truth of what heaven really is. It starts here, with this moment. It's incredible, isn't it? This idea that heaven could be something we experience right now feels both liberating and challenging. And yet, it invites us to see life through a completely different lens, a lens that's always been available but perhaps clouded by what we've been taught to believe. Let's talk about these beliefs. For generations, we've been told that heaven is somewhere out there. A perfect, unattainable realm reserved for those who meet strict conditions. But what if this perspective is not just incomplete but entirely upside down? What if the true nature of heaven is something so simple, so immediate, that it's been overlooked? Even ancient texts point us toward this truth. In the Bible, Luke 17 verse 21, it says, "The kingdom of God is within you." Did you hear that? Within you. Not in the skies, not behind some golden gate, and not in a distant future. Right here, within the depths of your being. Yet, so many of us spend our lives searching outward for joy, peace, and salvation. Always waiting for some future moment, some external sign, to grant us the permission to feel whole. This kind of societal conditioning runs deep. We're taught to look outside ourselves for validation, for fulfillment, for proof of our worthiness. From childhood, we're shown that happiness comes from achieving goals, acquiring things, or being accepted by others. And so, we become disconnected from the present moment, endlessly chasing something that feels just out of reach. But what if I told you that the joy and peace you're seeking have been within you all along? What if every breath, every heartbeat, and every fleeting moment held the keys to the heaven you've been searching for? Let's pause here for a moment. Close your eyes if it feels right. Take a deep breath, and say this affirmation with me: I choose to embrace the heaven within me. Drop it in the comments to claim and affirm that affirmation now. How does that feel? Can you sense a shift, even a small one? That's the doorway opening. As we continue, we're going to look even deeper into this idea. We'll unravel the conditioning that keeps us from seeing the divine in ourselves and in this very moment. This isn't about rejecting what we've been taught. It's about expanding it, seeing beyond the surface, and reconnecting with the truth that has always been waiting for us. Let's take a moment to ground ourselves in something profound. The present moment. Not the memories of the past, not the dreams of the future, but this very moment right here. Have you ever stopped to think that the only time you've ever truly lived is now? The past is a shadow, the future a dream, but now is alive. And it's here, in this eternal now, that heaven reveals itself. Think about it, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sound of a bird singing outside your window, or the joy in a child's laughter. These aren't just fleeting moments of happiness, they are glimpses of the divine. They are heaven whispering to us, reminding us of the beauty and perfection embedded in life itself. Take the simple act of breathing. Right now, your body is working effortlessly, sustaining you, connecting you to the world around you. With every inhale, you receive life, and with every exhale, you release. Isn't that miraculous? And yet, how often do we overlook it, too busy waiting for some grand moment to notice the small miracles unfolding in front of us, right now? It's in these small things, these everyday wonders, that heaven reveals itself. The universe doesn't hide its beauty, it offers it freely in the rustle of leaves, the sparkle of stars, and the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat. But the key is presence. Only when we're fully here, fully open to this moment, can we recognize heaven's gentle embrace. Let's pause together. Think about your life right now, just as it is. What's one small thing, one tiny moment or detail, that feels like heaven to you? Maybe it's the way your favorite song makes you feel, the comfort of a warm blanket, or the smile of someone you love. I'd love for you to share it in the comments, because these moments of gratitude and recognition are how we keep the doorway to heaven wide open. Comment this below. I open my eyes to the beauty of this moment. Can you feel how those words shift your energy? It's like tuning into a frequency that's always been there, waiting for you to listen. This is the invitation, to live your life as though every moment has the potential to reveal heaven. Because it does. And as we continue, we'll uncover even more ways to see and experience the divine in ourselves and the world around us. We've all been there, chasing after an ideal life, believing that once we reach that perfect moment, we'll finally experience the heaven we've been seeking. But often, we end up getting in our own way without even realizing it. Perfectionism, endless striving, comparison, and self-criticism are just a few of the traps we fall into. They cloud our ability to see the beauty and divinity that already exist in our everyday lives. Perfectionism tells us that unless everything is flawless, we're not enough. It convinces us that we can't be happy or fulfilled unless we meet these impossible standards. But here's the truth. Life doesn't need to be perfect for it to be miraculous. Striving for constant achievement keeps us looking ahead, always hoping for something more, when the very thing we're seeking is right here in this moment. Comparison robs us of our own joy, making us believe we need to be like someone else to be worthy, when our unique journey is exactly what we need. Self-criticism makes us blind to our own inherent beauty, constantly judging ourselves and dismissing the divine energy we carry within. The truth is, these patterns aren't our fault. They're a result of societal conditioning, pressures that tell us we need to be different in order to be valuable. But we don't need to be perfect or achieve anything outside ourselves to experience the divine in the now. So, let's release the need to be perfect. Let's choose to embrace what is and see the beauty in every moment, exactly as it is. Take a deep breath, and affirm with me, I release the need for perfection and choose to see the beauty in what is. Drop that in the comments to claim it and affirm it now. What if I told you that the way you see the world isn't the full picture? That your brain is filtering reality in ways that might be holding you back from experiencing the peace, joy, and beauty of life. These hidden, neurological filters shape everything we perceive, often without us even realizing it. Let's get into what these brain filters are, and how they form. By understanding the brain's powerful systems, like the reticular activating system, RAS, and neuroplasticity, you'll discover how to lift these veils and reconnect with the truth and divinity of the present moment. These mental and sensory filters that shape how we perceive the world. These veils are created by the brain's mechanisms for organizing, interpreting, and prioritizing information. While essential for survival, they can obscure the truth of the present moment, including the inherent beauty and divinity of life. One key player in this process is the reticular activating system, RAS. It's a network of neurons in the brainstem that acts as a gatekeeper for what enters our conscious awareness. The RAS filters millions of pieces of sensory input every second, deciding what's important based on our beliefs, past experiences, and conditioning. For example, if you've been taught to focus on scarcity, your RAS will highlight evidence of lack in your environment, even if abundance is present. Another factor is neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. While this adaptability is a gift, it can also reinforce limiting patterns. If we repeatedly focus on fear, failure, or self-doubt, our brains create stronger neural pathways for these perceptions, deepening the veils that obscure our ability to see the heaven in life. These mechanisms are not flaws, they are survival tools. The brain evolved to prioritize safety and efficiency, often at the expense of seeing the world clearly. For instance, past traumas can create overactive filters, causing us to see danger where none exists. Similarly, societal conditioning can train us to prioritize achievement or perfection, making us blind to the simple, present joys of life. Understanding these processes empowers us to challenge and shift them. By intentionally engaging with tools like mindfulness, gratitude, and affirmations, we can guide our RAS to focus on positivity and retrain our neural pathways toward greater clarity and presence. This is how we begin lifting these veils to experience the profound truth and beauty of the present moment. Did you know that your perception doesn't just reflect reality? It actually shapes it. How you see the world determines the reality you experience, and this is largely due to how your brain filters and prioritizes information. It's like looking through a foggy window or wearing a pair of tinted glasses. What you see is influenced by these filters, rather than the full, clear picture. Here's how it works. Your brain processes millions of sensory inputs every second, but it can't handle all of them at once. Instead, it uses systems like the reticular activating system, RAS, to decide what gets your attention. The RAS is guided by your beliefs, emotions, and past experiences. If fear or habit dominates your focus, that's what the RAS will highlight, like seeing only the cracks in a beautiful stained glass window. Science has shown that our brains prioritize what they perceive as most important, often in ways rooted in survival. For example, if you've repeatedly experienced stress or danger, your brain might filter out calmness or joy, focusing instead on potential threats, even when none are present. These neurological veils can distort your perception, making it harder to see the beauty, peace, and divinity in everyday life. By understanding that perception is an active process, not a passive one, you can begin to take control of it. When you realize that the foggy window isn't permanent, you can start to clean it, one intentional shift at a time. The first step to lifting the veils that cloud our perception is awareness, because you can't change what you don't see. These veils, created by years of conditioning and habit, start to thin the moment you become mindful of their presence. By cultivating conscious awareness, you open the door to experiencing the world with greater clarity, truth, and vividness. One of the most powerful tools for this transformation is mindfulness. It's about becoming an observer of your thoughts and emotions rather than being swept away by them. Imagine watching a storm from inside a safe, quiet room. The storm represents your thoughts and feelings. They may rage on, but you don't have to step outside and get caught in the chaos. Here's a simple example. You notice a stressful thought, like, "I'll never be good enough." In that moment, instead of reacting with more self-criticism or despair, you pause and observe. You might say to yourself, "That's just a thought, not the truth." This simple act of awareness creates a gap between you and the thought, allowing you to choose peace instead of panic. What lies beyond that gap? The stillness and clarity of the present moment. As you practice observing rather than identifying with your inner chatter, the veils begin to lift. You start to notice the beauty in small things, a gentle breeze, a kind smile, or the sensation of your own steady breath. This is where the truth of life lives, waiting for you to see it. Have you ever felt like life was rushing by, like you were missing something profound, just beneath the surface of your daily routine? What if the extraordinary was hiding in the ordinary, waiting for you to see it with fresh eyes? Living recognition is more than just a mindset, it's a way of being. It's the practice of seeing the world as it truly is, unfiltered by the illusions created by our past experiences, fears, and habits. These illusions, our neurological veils, act like a foggy lens, distorting how we perceive life. But the good news is that these veils can be lifted, not by changing your circumstances, but by changing how you see and relate to them. The essence of living recognition lies in realizing that the divine, or what some might call heaven, is not something far away or reserved for special moments. It's woven into the fabric of every experience, waiting to be noticed. This shift doesn't require monumental effort or extraordinary conditions. It begins with the simple act of presence. Let's imagine a scenario. Picture someone rushing through their morning, irritated by the grind of daily life. The coffee spilled, the kids are being loud, the to-do list feels endless. In this state, it's easy to feel trapped and disconnected from anything divine. But with living recognition, the same person might pause, take a deep breath, and notice the warmth of their coffee mug, the love in their children's laughter, or the gentle light streaming through the window. The circumstances haven't changed, but their perspective has. The moment shifts from frustration to gratitude, revealing the beauty and divinity that were always there. Living recognition can also transform relationships. For example, in the middle of a disagreement, instead of focusing on being right or proving a point, one might pause and truly see the other person, their humanity, their pain, their love. In that moment of recognition, connection replaces division, and the ordinary interaction becomes extraordinary. Science supports this shift in perspective. Practices like mindfulness help the brain rewire itself through neuroplasticity, making it easier to stay present and see clearly over time. The reticular activating system, RAS, which filters what we focus on, can be trained to notice beauty, gratitude, and joy instead of stress and fear. By intentionally directing our focus, we can make living recognition a natural part of how we experience life. The power of living recognition is that it doesn't depend on external changes. It's about changing your inner lens. Whether it's a moment of quiet reflection, a walk in nature, or even the chaos of a busy day, living recognition invites you to see beyond the surface and connect with the deeper truth of life. It reminds you that every experience, no matter how ordinary, has the potential to reveal something extraordinary. Now, let's anchor this transformative shift with an affirmation that can guide your journey every single day. Type this in the comments. I choose to see through the veils of illusion and recognize the beauty and divinity in this moment. Take a deep breath and really feel the power in those words. When you affirm this, you're not just shifting your mindset, you're reclaiming your power to see life with clarity, to experience the divine in every moment. Affirm it with confidence, because your words create your reality. The more you say it, the more you'll align yourself with the truth that heaven is here, now, within and around you. I invite you to share with us. What's one thing you've noticed today that felt like a living recognition of heaven? Whether it's a small moment or a big revelation, this practice is about building awareness and empowering yourself to see the extraordinary in the ordinary. Let's inspire each other in the comments. You might be curious, what happens when we not only lift these veils but learn to truly live in this state of recognition? That's where the magic happens, and I'm so excited to explore it with you now. To reconnect with the present moment and start seeing heaven in the now, all it takes is a few simple practices that ground us in the here and now. One powerful practice is mindfulness. It's so easy to get lost in thoughts about the past or future, but the present moment is where the magic happens. Try this simple 5-minute mindfulness exercise. Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Focus on the rhythm of your breath, how it feels as it enters and leaves your body. As you breathe, begin to notice the sensations around you, the gentle hum of the air, the sounds in your environment, the feeling of the ground beneath you. Let yourself simply observe without judgment, allowing these sensations to anchor you in the present moment. In these few minutes, you'll begin to realize just how much beauty and peace already surround you. Another powerful tool for unlocking heaven in the now is gratitude. When we focus on what we're grateful for, it shifts our perspective and opens our hearts to the divine presence in our lives. It can be something small, like the warmth of the sun on your skin or the love of a friend. Take a moment to reflect. What is one thing you're truly grateful for right now? Share it with us in the comments below, and let's spread this energy of appreciation together. Now, let's affirm. Type this in the comments. Gratitude opens the door to heaven in my heart. Let's make today about embracing the present moment and appreciating the blessings that are already here. You are not separate from heaven. You are a part of it. Everything about you, from your joy to your struggles, is a reflection of the divine energy that flows through all of us. Each scar, every mistake, and even what you might consider imperfections are a testament to your humanity. And humanity, in its purest form, is divine. Sometimes we forget how worthy we are, especially in moments when we feel like we're not enough or when we feel disconnected. But here's the truth: you are inherently worthy of love, of joy, and of experiencing heaven right here, right now. Your worth is not dependent on anything outside of you. You don't need to prove yourself or reach some distant goal to deserve this divine love. Take a moment to really let this sink in. You are divine, whole, and complete, just as you are. Every part of you is beautiful, powerful, and deserving of love. So let's embrace that truth today and every day, knowing that we don't have to be perfect to be powerful. Comment this to affirm: I am divine, whole, and complete just as I am. Let this affirmation remind you of the incredible being you already are. You are enough. Heaven isn't a far-off destination, it's a way of seeing and being in the world. Every single moment holds the potential to step into that heavenly state through gratitude, love, and presence. It's about recognizing the divine in the now and allowing it to guide you with grace and peace. If this message resonates with you, I'd love for you to subscribe and join our community, a space where we explore uncovering the heaven within and around us every day. The journey doesn't end here. There's so much more for us to discover together. Comment this and carry this affirmation with you as you move forward. I choose to see the heaven within me and around me. Let it remind you of the infinite beauty and light that are always present. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. You've made it to the end, and that says so much about you. You are someone who values growth, seeks truth, and is ready to embrace the beauty and divinity that surround you. That's incredible, and I'm deeply honored to have spent this time with you. Your presence here means the world to me. If this message touched your heart, consider supporting the channel by tapping the super thanks button right next to subscribe. Your support helps this community grow, and I am truly grateful for it. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who could use a little heaven in their life today. And don't forget to subscribe for more empowering and inspiring content. Together, we're creating a space of love, light, and transformation. And as we part for now, remember this: you are heaven in human form. Your light, your love, and your presence make this world a better place. Until next time, keep letting your heavenly light shine bright.